If you thought waking up was hard now, you have no idea what's coming. Your alarm goes off. You turn on the TV just to have something in the background. Instead of your usual video, the boiled one is there. Its melted red face fills the screen. The shock hits so hard you almost put a hole in the wall, ripping the cord out. Damn it. That's like the third time this week. You really should have bought one of those newer entity-resistant models. You sit there for a second, heart still racing, knowing the memory is already stuck in your head. Then you get up anyway. The day has already started, and staying in bed won't make the rest of it any safer. This is the simplest example of the average day in Dr. Nowhere's universe. You try your phone instead. All it does is hit you with a series of bizarre ads telling you to eat wooden furniture. Philbus has been busy. The urge is quiet at first, almost funny. Then it isn't. You look at the chair in the corner and feel your mouth water a little. You push the thought down and keep moving. You have to. There's still a whole house to check before you can even think about leaving. Well, what do I have to check, you'll ask, since you can't just walk around the house like you're safe? These things could be anywhere, especially harvest. It hides in the crawl spaces, the stairways, the vents. One wrong step and you're not making it to the kitchen. In the tighter corners of the house, the air starts to feel wrong. Breathman likes confined spaces, hallways that are too narrow, closets you open without thinking. They are tall, pale, and headless, with long, thin limbs. They can't see, hear, or smell. They only feel vibration. Even the sound of your own breathing can draw them in. If you get close enough for one to touch you, it grabs you. It rips your head off and tries to put it on its own body, as if that will finally let it breathe. You check everything carefully. You find nothing this time. You pretend that means you're safe. The quiet feels heavier than it should, but you keep going. Outside is waiting, and it won't be any kinder. You wonder what is waiting for you as you step outside. Not that you're going to get far. Amber has been taking out all the cars in the neighborhood, looking for someone to devour. Yours was on the list. So you walk, or you bike. Either way, you're slower now, easier to catch. The street is cracked and empty. You keep your eyes on the ground and try not to think about how many other people didn't make it past this part of the morning. You keep walking. The houses around you look empty, but some of them aren't. Housewalker uses entire houses as shells, the same way a hermit crab uses a seashell. It prefers the taller ones. From the outside, they look normal until they start moving. Some can even levitate. Inside the structure, there's usually one large eye and a mouth. It doesn't break doors open, it just waits for the ones that stay unlocked a little too long. If you're still inside when it decides the house is its new shell, you don't get to leave. You check your own door twice when you get home later, even though you already locked it. As you move down the street on your way to work, you notice a tall, lengthy figure in a black trench coat and hat, standing completely still in the distance, just watching. You pretend you didn't see it. Looking makes it worse. Standing still for too long makes the watchtowers notice you. A simple note, do not let them know you see them. So you keep your head down and keep walking. The figure doesn't move. That somehow feels worse than if it had. You think about calling someone. Anyone. You don't. Even the authorities can't help due to the locust, which specializes in impersonating people. One answered call and it gets inside your body, pulling everything from inside you and leaves the body behind looking untouched. Every organ is just gone. You turn the phone off, put it away. The silence that follows is almost a relief. Almost. You eventually make it to work. The people around you are quieter, more defensive, more hostile than they used to be when greeting them. Shared screens sometimes loop disturbing vascular shapes that never stop. In some rooms, people have found piles of corpses and a giant flea-like entity feeding on them. You do what you think is best and keep your head down. You do the work. You try not to look too long at anything. The hours pass in a kind of careful numbness. The pressure has been sitting behind your eyes all day. At some point, it builds too high. Your mind starts to warp. You leave without really deciding to. You might end up near a cone zone or standing in front of the tall humming obelisks. Normally, contact with those would fill your mind with infinite knowledge until your head explodes. If not, it pulls you in, absorbing you, and turn you into a long string of intestines stretching into the sky. Somehow you're back in bed later, confused and sweating. You don't talk about it. You just lie there for a while, waiting for the feeling of wrongness to fade. Even after the wrongness starts to fade, something else stays. Guilt appears as a faint golden glow in the corner of the room. Sometimes it takes a more solid form, tall, thin, pale, with a decaying neck and something like roots or mold coming from its throat. It doesn't attack. It just makes you feel the full weight of whatever you've done or failed to do. Looking at it makes the weight heavier. You keep your eyes closed and try not to remember. Night comes. You check the windows. The carolers are outside. If you give them attention, they come in. Release a sound with certain frequency that forces you to remove the upper side of your head where your brain and eyes are present. Luckily, they don't notice you. You also check the bed. Mattress folk can sleep inside a mattress for months. When the surface starts to feel warm for no reason, something is already waking up underneath you. You lie down anyway. The room is quiet again. You tell yourself that's enough for tonight. Even sleep isn't safe. Empty 3 can take your dreams and put you in an empty pink room with one door. Hours feel like years. It knocks at the door, starting slow, then slowly becomes more aggressive until the door opens, then rushes forward so fast you can't look away. You sit there with it, crying, unable to wake, while the hours keep stretching. You wake up exhausted, unsure how long you were actually gone. You get up the next morning and go through the same routine again. Most people still try. They still make coffee. They still laugh at small things. But every single one of these things wants you dead or broken. The boiled one wants your memory. Philbus wants your hunger. Harvest wants the dark corners. Amber wants the cars and whatever's inside them. The locust wants a voice to wear. The carolers want attention. The mattress folk want the heat of a sleeping body. That is their ways to feed on you in the end. You adapt. Everyone does. Tonight you'll turn off the light the same way you always have. The darkness will arrive, you'll close your eyes, and somewhere in that darkness, something will still be waiting. If you're still here, that means you made it through another day in this place. Stay careful. Check the doors, and try not to look too long at the things that look back. I'll see you in the next one. Wait, what?